Okay. So what we had discussed in our last session, we had discussed about the array concept, right? We have discussed about the array concept. And in array, we saw like different inbuilt functions, which are just helping us out to manage different operations in array. So there are two type of methods, which are without callbacks and others are with callbacks. So now you are understanding what is the role of callback in our day-to-day usage of JavaScript, right? So there are some string methods also. They are basic methods. If you want, I can tell you quickly, but I believe that is not that important because string is also having a length. So if I go here, sorry. Okay. So if I go here, so how you declare a string? You declare a string like say var. Okay. So for example, name equals to say Sagar. I can declare like this, yes or no? So when I am declaring like this, name is having, this is a variable which is holding a string now. Okay, it may be it may be within double quotes, it may be within single quotes, anything is fine. Okay, so by default, whenever you say name, see here, when I enter, name gives Sagar. Now, if I say name dot, there are many properties, many like functions. There are many methods in this. What are the methods here? Like concat, constructor, endsWith, fixed, font color, font size, all these things are there. Okay, CharAt. So what are the basic like operation? Whenever you create a string, first and foremost property is the length property. Like, okay, any variable you declare, name.length, it gives 5, right? Okay. Then index of is going to give you like the character. Say I am telling say name dot index of. Now if I say a here, then what will be the position, what it is going to return, anyone? Quick guys, we don't have much time. 1
1, sir, 1.
1. There are
Yes.
2a, right? 1.
Yeah, yes, sir. It will return first A.
Okay, good. So whenever it is
Thank you, sir.
by default it is going to return the first index, right? So if you want last index of this, then what you have to do? Name dot last index of, you can give here, then only it is going to return which is the last index of this. A is repeated, right? Repeated character here, yes or no? Okay, then whether it is having, okay, now if I am telling say name dot index of and I am doing one thing, say I am having x here. So now what it is going to give? -1 because it's not available, guys. It's recording. Okay. Okay. So next. Okay. Now, if any character is available or not with a string, how you can know that if it includes, yes or no? If it includes, whether it includes x or not. Now, when you say include, it is going to return a Boolean value. It is not going to return -1. Here it was index of x. It is not available, so it returned -1. But whether it is including or not, it is going to give you in true or false. It is a Boolean. It is a Boolean answer. Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you want to know at any index of a string, what character is there, then what you say name dot charAt, right? CharAt. So if I say I give a position, say for example 2, what it is going to give me? What is the position 2? 0, 1, 2, G, right? G. And just in next 2 minutes, I'm going to finish string. Then we'll go with JSON. Okay, fine. Now you want to check whether a string is starting with some character or not, particular character or not. Then what you can say? Name dot starts with. Okay, name dot starts with. If you say, see here, it is SAGAR, so I will say SA. See here, it's true. It's a character sequence. It may be a single character, it may be a character sequence also. Yes or no? So now, if I'm telling, so it is case sensitive as well. It is case sensitive as well, because if I say SA, I'll say SA, it won't, because it checks for the case as well, not only the stream of characters, okay, not only sequence of characters, also whether it is uppercase or lowercase, case sensitive. Okay. Now, likewise, if it ends with name starts with, likewise, if it ends with AR, yes or no, AR, then it is going to return true or false. Fine. Okay. Next. Okay. If we can slice a string, okay. So I will say name dot slice, okay. So slice takes actually two arguments, one is starts, another one is ends. Yes or no? One is starts, another is ends, but it takes always numbers. Okay, I cannot say like A and 5 like this. See here, it is not slicing anything, it is returning the same name. Okay, but I want to slice based on the position. What I am going to take? I am going to take, for example, 1 and 4. We don't have 4, right? It is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the last one. Okay, let's make it 3. Okay, so see here, in first position what is there and third position what is there, within in between that what and all character comes, it gives them. Fine. Okay. Next, so slice. Okay, if you want to combine more than two strings, then also you can tell, you can just go and you can say another one is var, okay, name 1, I say I'll give say Kamal. Okay, name 1 Kamal. Okay, I want to concatenate, then how I'm going to concatenate? I have to see, if I say name dot concatenate or say concat, this is concatenate. Okay, concat. So what I have to give? Say name 1. Okay, I gave name 1. So it is concatenating that, but where it is storing? If I did this, then after that name gives me Sagar, name 1 gives me Kamal. So concatenate actually returns a string. So if you want to hold it for further usage, then you have to store it to a variable where name concat, then you can say name dot concat, and here you can say name 1. Okay, so now if it's a name concat, then it is going to give you. Fine. Okay, then if you have to find substring, if you have to find substring, like slice is there, right? Slice is there, likewise substring is also there, but then what is the difference between like slice and substring? Let's see. So name dot slice, okay, name is what? Name is Sagar, right? Name dot slice gave you what? Name dot slice, okay, 1 3 gave you AG, because this is 0 1, from 1 it starts, 2 3. So third one it is not including. The lower boundary is always included, okay, the upper boundary is not included, right? Yes or no? Fine. Okay, now so if I make it substring, say I will say name dot substring. There are two substrings. See here, one is substr, another one is substring, right? Substring. Okay, name dot substring. So now what happens? Substring also takes two arguments. One is start, another one is end. Yes or no? They are also number type only. Yes or no? So now in substring, what can happen? The first argument is the starting index, and the second argument is the where it is going to take the difference. Okay, so first argument is like starting of the index, okay, and like the second argument is the difference between that two, right? Didn't understand? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Name.slice. Name.slice. Okay. Let me take name.substring. Substring. Okay. I take say again 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Okay. It gives me ag. Yes or no? It gives me ag. That means starting is 1 and this name.slice, name.substring gives the same result. Yes or no? Okay. Now name.slice. Name.slice. What happens here? Name.slice has a restriction that always the first first number, that means has to be less than the second one. I will say 3 and 1. See here what it gives, nothing, because the first argument is more to the second. Whereas the same thing, name substring, I'm going to make it 3 1. 3 1. See here, 3 1. It still gives ag only. What happens? So it checks in the difference between slice and substring is substring checks if the first argument is like more or less than that. If it is more than that, then it will swap the value and it will take the difference. It will swap the value and it will take the difference. So it is always the difference between first and second, that many number of characters it is going to take, and which is lesser one, it takes it as the start index. Am I clear? Am I clear? See, small thing, guys, nothing more is there. Just we are done. But okay, one more was there. What is that? Substring. When we check, there is a sub str also. It also takes 2 arguments. It also takes 2 arguments. Then what is the difference? What is the difference? So if I say substring, here, str, okay. So if I'm taking 1 and 3, let's see. So when you take str, first argument again represents the starting of the index, okay, and we will take that index, whatever we are taking here. So that many index, see here, I am taking 2, I am taking 1. So from that index onwards, how many are, the second argument is what? How many characters? How many characters you want to take from the substring? This is the starting index. After that, I want 1 index. I want first excluding. What, Sagar? What you want to tell? First excluding, last excluding. Not exactly. Not exactly. Here, the first argument is starting of the, from where it has to start. Now it is Sagar. You placed 1 means it is starting from 1. But the second argument is going to tell how many characters. How many characters? If I make 2, then see 1 and 2. If you say like that, then this is 1, A. It is second. Then only A it should take. But it is taking number of characters is true. Number of characters is 3. Am I clear? Okay. Then the mostly used in JavaScript, these all things anyway you are going to use whenever you are working on, like any string manipulation. Sometimes, many times you are working on file path and all these things you have to do. Okay. Otherwise, basically you will not have much work on these things. Okay. But the most important thing is name dot to, see, 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase. 2 uppercase if I do, 2 uppercase I do, okay, it is, I missed out this one, okay, 2 uppercase I do, then it is going to give in uppercase. Yes or no? But if I say name, it is not changing that, so it returns a string in uppercase, and 2 lowercase is anyway, it is lowercase, name dot 2 lowercase. Okay, now we will talk about the local also. We will talk about the local anyway. If I keep seeing, I will keep adding. Okay, so 2 lowercase is already, it is lower, so it is going to ignore. Fine. Okay, now what is to local lower or local upper? So there is a browser setting. What is a local? Have you heard of I18N? Anyone has heard of I18N standard? Can you say yes or no quickly? Did you say yes, Sagar? I18N, internationalization. Have you heard of I18N standard? No? What is I18N? Let me tell you. Internationalization. 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 So let's count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many characters? 20 characters, right? Internationalization. 20 characters, 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Yes or no? Keep I, keep N. In between, how many characters are there? In between, how many characters are there? Can you please ping? 18? Yes or no? So I will say, just say here 18. I18N. We do not. So what? But what is this? Internationalization short form is I18N. What is this? Basically, what happens? You might have seen in old browser or in old days. Sometime you are browsing and all. Sometime it will the Google, when you say google.com, at that time it will start coming in Chinese. It will start coming in Chinese. This is a Google page, right? You are in India. This is a Google page. If you go to, anyway, Chinese people do not use, right? If you go to Japan and all, then it will be that letters, this language will be different. Okay. Nowadays, for local languages also it has started supporting. For local different states and all also they have started. So what it is? What it is? Basically characters. Earlier in C++, what it used to happen? The size of character used to be 1 byte. Yes or no? 0 to 255 characters. But after that, it started becoming 2 bytes. That means 0 to 65535. So they started supporting all sort of characters. That means Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, all this they started supporting. Okay. So when so basically what happens, your browser setting will be there, local setting will be there. So if you are in different browser, different setting, you may have to, you are developing a website which is supposed to be, used by multiple countries, and you are going to give them local supports. Okay. In that case, you can use browser local is there. Okay. Internationalization is used. How it is used? Whenever we will go, we'll see. Okay. So if you want to say get local, you can give your local string here, local lowercase. Okay. Local lowercase. Then here by default it is Indian English, whatever it is. Okay. So if your local is set to different ones, you support English. Yes or no? English here. If I do this, see here, guys. See here. Here it is support is English, right? If I go here like this, okay. If I go here like this, now if I say var name, okay, say Sagar. Yes or no? Say name dot to lowercase. If I say to lowercase, what it gives? It is going to give Sagar to local lowercase. What it is going to give? Here it is supporting this. Here it is much difference. Okay, but whenever you go and that support is there, okay. I'm not whether it is taking it. Cookies setting. This is cookies setting. Okay. Anyway, we will whenever we'll go for local support, what and all things, like you are developing a website, you are going to support in English and say we are in India, say we are telling English or English and Hindi or English Hindi Kannada, then what happens? How you are going to do that? Okay. So this is no more difference. Okay. This is var name equals to refresh it. Our name equals to say hello. Okay. Name dot local compare. No, I will not do this. To local lowercase. Anyway, lowercase is not, if you are typing something in local letter and you are going to say this, then it is going to change. But here what is to change? To local lowercase, right? So it's someone has pinged something. Take capital. Okay. Let me take capital. Okay. So here you say hello. Okay. Hello. Fine. Now name dot lowercase local. Okay. But here it does not make much changes, right? When you are having support for that characters, so you can have virtual keyboard, not here. On screen keyboard is there. It won't help us. We have to write some characters. We have to write some wait. Then only it is going to do that. If you are taking this Dutch some variable, okay. Dutch translation. Okay. Anyway, it is German. Okay, let's not waste time, guys. We are out of string. We will see that. Whenever we'll go, I will tell you how it is to be done, what it is to be done, what and all parameter it is supposed to be set. Okay, fine. We have to talk about many more things. Okay, so next, let's start with our JSON object. Okay, let's start with our JSON object. Now, what we had done, go here. Okay, console. Fine. Now, what we had done in like, let me go. So for example, you are going to manage data, right? You are declaring a normal variable. You are declaring a normal variable where a, where b, where name, where employee and all. Okay. Now what happens? Basically, our data is stored in the database, right? Our stored data is stored in the database. It may be in a structured format. It may be in a unstructured format. Okay. So if it is a structural database, RDBMS, then how it is managed? Say for example, employee database. It is an employee database. Okay. So just employee, employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. Very simple one. Okay. Very simple one. This is employee ID, employee name, employee salary. Okay. Now you have, say for example, 3 employees. You have 3 employees. Okay. So here it is. Table name is employee. Table name is employee. Okay. Next, say it is EID, then ename. Next one is, okay. Next one is a designation. Okay. Next one is a designation. Okay. Now, employee ID are say 101. Employee name is say Vikas or say Suresh. Okay. And designation is say SSC. Okay. Next one is 102. Okay. Next one is, why it's not working for me. Serious. Next one is a Mahesh. Okay. And he is a say architect, solution architect. Next one is say 103. Okay. Mukesh. And he is a manager. Okay. He's a day manager. Fine. Okay. Now, this thing, how you are going to manage this data? How you are going to manage? Any suggestion? You are going to create an array. You are going to create an array for employee ID. You will take an employee name. 3 you will take. Designation 3 you will take. Okay. So whenever you are going to write a for loop, EID, whenever EID is index is 1, then EID, ename is, and designation you are going to show. Rather than that, what happens? We basically in JavaScript gives us a JSON format. It's a key value pair, right? It's a key value pair. Correct. It's a key value pair. Okay. So there are two formats. One is XML, another one is JSON. Another one is JSON. Okay. You may get sometime XML data. You have to parse the data. In XML, what happens? All these tags will be little different. Like, for example, it is an employees, because 3 employees are there, right? 3 employees are there. Then inside that, first employee, this is 101 index, right? So employee. Okay. Here say ID equals to 101. This is called the attribute. Okay. And this one will have, this is a closing tab of employee. Okay. Now here you say ename.
చూడండి నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను.
Ename.
ఓకే మరి.
You can mute Gita.
జాయిన్ అవుతారు.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Ename equals to Suresh. Likewise, you can give. Okay. But this looks very complicated. XML basically needs parsers and it has XSD. What is XSD? XML schema definition. XML schema definition. So XML cannot exist independently. Okay. Whenever you are writing XML, you have to write a set of rules for that. Whether it is a P data, whether it is a C data, then what is its namespace. All these things are there in XML. So JavaScript came up with a brilliant solution for this, which is called JSON. It is called JavaScript Object Notation. The same thing, how it is represented, one employee, how it will be represented. This is represented within this. And it's a key value pair. How it is represented, see. So now it is the first row. What and all things are there? What is key? EID 101, ename Suresh, designation SSC. Here what you used to give? Ename. You start tag, end tag. Then what designation you used to give, right? Here what you will give? EID. Say example 101. Okay. Then ename. Say Suresh. Yes or no? Then designation. What it is? SSC. See, very simple. Okay. Now it is 1. Then the second one. In the same format. Then the third one in the same format. Right? Now all this can go inside. All this. Now these are what? These are 3 records, right? How you can put the number of records in an array? You can put all of them inside an array. Yes or no? Now let's go and represent the same thing. So what is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. How you declare an object in that? Var, say for example obj. Equals to this. See here, if I type obj, what it gives us? It gives us so many things. See here, it is a prototype is object. If you expand it, it has so many properties. If I take var a equals to 5, if I type a, what it is giving us? Only 5. Here you say, when you are same thing, var a equals to 5, here I'll say var a equals to, but whenever you are giving this bracket, it is automatically, it is a property, it is a JSON object, JavaScript Object Notation. Yes or no? So in that case, what happens? It gives n number of properties for that. Okay. And how we are going to use that, we will see. Okay. Now, whatever are inside this object, they are called properties. Whatever inside this, that means it is, these are properties. This is one property, right? This is one property, another property, and every property is a key value. It is set up key value pairs. Okay. And how this key and value pair are, delimited by is what? Colon. Delimited by a colon. Yes or no? This is simple one. Okay. Now, how I can add data? For example, I am going to create a var employee. Okay. This is my employee. So I will say EID. EID is 101. I can copy that directly. In fact. Yes or no? Anyway, EID 101. Then, oh my God. Okay. We are, what I did. Okay. Next. Then ename. Ename is a Shankar. Okay, that's all. This is my employee object. Now, how I can access this? How I can access this? I can say employee. It is going to give me this key value where see here. This is inside this. Now I have to access the individual properties. What you can use? Dot operator, eid dot, sorry, emp dot. So it is going to give you, if I say eid, then it is going to give 101 emp dot, then ename. It gives me Shankar. Now I want to add something new to this. How can I do that? Simply I will say emp dot designation. Designation equals to SSE. Enter. See here. I did what? Just I took that object, I did a dot operation, I put a new property, I set. Now if I type emp, it has added this. So how you can insert new records? How you can insert new records? Okay. Insert new records. It's very simple, right? You can insert new records. So to JSON. How you can do that? Using dot var obj equals to this. Obj dot a equals to 5 is going to add obj dot b equals to 10. Then obj is going to give you what? Obj is going to give you what? A equals to 5, a is 5 and b is 10. Very simple. Insert new property. Yes or no? Now. Okay. So here what I can do? I did designation. Now I want to say location. I want to add location. emp dot okay, say local location, or say what you say, like permanent address. I want to set it as what? Say Bangalore. Yes or no? emp dot permanent address I am going to set to Bangalore. What will happen? It will add permanent address. Yes or no? It is going to add permanent address. Right? Are you people listening, guys? It is going to add permanent address as Bangalore. Can you chart yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay. Kamal says no. Okay. What about others? Sagar says yes. Who said this is? Gita said yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Everyone says yes, right? Kamal says no. Okay. Let's see. It is telling unexpected identifier. Unexpected identifier. Okay. It is telling unexpected identifier. Okay. Why it is telling unexpected identifier? And what it is telling, see where it is underlining this? Add equals to Bangalore. Add equals to Bangalore. emp.pom has no issue, but after that space is there. Space is there, yes or no? And add equals to Bangalore. That is why. So if I would have taken this, underscore, then it would not have given issue. Why? Because in between the properties you cannot give space. In between the properties you cannot give space. But this is a limitation, right? This is a limitation. JavaScript object notation, JSON object is so advanced, it is so rich, and it does not give us freedom. Like this column cannot have space. It can have, right? Any property can have space in between. Then how you have to add it? So whenever you have to add such kind of properties, you should not use dot of notation. You should use array notation. How you are going to use array notation? Emp dot is dot notation. Emp, this is called array notation. So if I am telling here form address equals to Bangalore. See here. Now if I say emp, see here, you're getting. So whenever you have to add a property which is having space in between, then you can prefer array notation. That does not mean that without space property cannot be added using array notation. Using array notation, everything can be added. Using array notation, everything can be added. Okay. Fine. If I need to now, we got this emp, we have got these properties. I want to update, yes or no? So what and all things are there? There are two type of notation, right? It's a simple thing, guys, but simple thing. Yeah, okay. So there are two notations. One is dot notation, yes or no? Dot and array notation. Array notation, yes or no? Array notation allows space in properties. To add properties to JSON object with space in keys, not in values. We are talking about keys only. Okay. Dot notation does not allow space in. So you understood better, right? Okay. Now, if I need to update, insert property is over. Update. How you are going to update it? For updation, is there any special thing going on? See here, ename is Shankar. Okay. Designation is SSC. Now he is promoted to what? Principal software engineer. Then how it is to be? Then emp dot designation was SSC. Now make it a PE, principal engineer, PE. Okay. Now if I say emp, see here, designation got changed. So very easy to update, right? The main thing is how easily you can deal with JSON, right? So here it is. You can say here that using object dot xxx equals to new value. Simple. Okay. Simple. Nothing else. That's all. Okay. Now, if I need to delete, if I need to delete, how I am going to delete it? So there is a command called delete. See, there is a function. This is a delete. This is a function actually. So delete. After delete, what you can say? I want to delete, say, permanent address. I want to make it a full address. Okay. Or I want to delete that. So delete. Again, tell me, can I say object dot form address? Can I say object dot form address? Would it work? Yes or no? No. What you have to do? You have to put it within this. Why? Because it is having space in between. Yes or no? It's very simple. We are just okay. Now, object dot form address. But what we did here? I used dot. I didn't remove dot. Okay. See here. True. It returns true. Now next, go and say emp. But did it delete? Delete object form address. What happened? Did it delete? Didn't delete, right? Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Now if I say object dot eid, okay, delete object dot delete, it's true again. Then I will say emp. Did it delete? It didn't delete, right? Okay. Now,
Sunil, why are
yeah,
we using obj object? It should be emp, right? emp dot e.
my bad. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I was about to tell you some properties here, how you can make an immutable object. My mind is going there. Sorry, my bad. Good point, Geeta. Thank you. So, let me clean this all. I was just okay. Now, emp. This is emp, right? So now emp dot eid. Delete eid. Delete emp eid. Okay, it's true. Now it will remove. Okay, fine. Now delete emp of form address. I will get into that. Okay, which one I was talking about. So it is just remove this one of emp of, see here. Now emp.eid it is, emp.eid, yes or no? So go here and delete this one. Now it is true. So if you go here and say emp, this is there. Okay. Now, so here what happens? Here what happens? I basically don't want to allow to delete some properties. I don't want to allow to delete some properties. I don't want to allow also to insert, to update. Then in that case what happens? We need to use some functions. Okay, that is to make your object as immutable. Okay, now what happens? Let me go here. This is our emp, right? This is our emp. Let me go to the beginning. Okay, this is our emp now. Emp ename designation, it is there. I don't want to allow anyone to update. Now I will say emp.eid is 101. Then what will happen? Emp is updated, right? Ename designation eid, yes or no? Then what I want to do? I want to say emp.eid is 102. Then I will say emp, then it is updated. So see, thing is that sometime you, sir, only for keys. What it means?
सर वो केवल कीज को ही ऐड अगर करना है तो उसके लिए क्या करेंगे? केवल हमको की एक ऐड करना है.
You want to edit key. What you said?
मींस सेट, अगर उसके जैसे की एंड वैल्यूज होते हैं तो उसको की सेट करने के लिए स्पेशल की, यहाँ पे की और वैल्यू दोनों सेट हो रहा है. EID
See, using key, you are setting the values, right? These are the values you are setting using key, right?
Right.
Is it the doubt?
No, sir.
Then what is the doubt? Okay.
No,
No
sir. We
problem.
continue, please.
Okay. Sagar, if he wants to change the key name, simple, na? You want to change, then delete. Okay, delete. See, value is mapped to key. Key is not mapped to, like, first, see, your value will change, right? Key, if you want to change, so once you change the structure, now what happens? The core structure of a house, you have built the house, core structure does not change. You want to add, you can add. You want to remove, you can remove. So when a JSON object allows you to remove something, that means you can re-enter, you can delete that key and again just add a new key. Simple. You cannot update the key like that. Okay, fine. Now let's go and see. So what happens? All this EMP, if I say EMP, if you see what is the prototype of this, its prototype is object. That means whenever you create a JSON object, they are child of object class. They are child of object class. One object class is there. If you see object, I will say object class. There is a class called object class. It's a native code. Native code in the sense your JavaScript runtime environment is written in C++ language. For which one? Google Chrome. Okay. So it's internally it is a native code because it has to have access to the memory locations. And whenever you need access to the memory location, you need to take help of pointers. And pointer support is not there in high level languages such as JavaScript or Java, all these things. So whenever memory management comes into picture, at that time at backend, some native code will be there who can directly access to the memory. Like, so it is developed in C++. Okay, now what happens? This is a native code, but object, there is a class called object is available. Okay, if I say object dot assign, create, define properties, entries, freeze. Okay, from entry, get on property descriptor, get on property names, get on property symbol, get prototype of C. So many functions are there. Out of that, one is called freeze. Object.freeze. Okay, in that I am going to put EMP. I'm going to set emp now. I'm going to set emp. That's all. That means what? You just freezed this emp from further extension or further updation or further deletion. Okay. So there is, so JSON object you saw update, delete, right? Yes or no? There is a class called object. Object class is a helper class which enables additional operations to be done with a JSON object. All JSON objects are children. Actually, each, I should say, each JSON object is a child class of object class. Okay, child class of object class. That means every JSON object is a child of object class. So object dot xxx, there are many functions are there. Okay, so and this xxx always takes whatever here. Okay, object for operation, object for operation as an argument. Now
Object for operation is the JSON name.
Yes, it is a JSON object. Okay, or say JSON, you can say JSON. Okay, JSON, simple JSON object. Okay, now so whenever to object.freeze, whatever you now object.freeze, we have freezed this. Okay, object.freeze, we have freezed this. Now if I say emp, it gives me this, it gives me this. Yes or no? It gives me the same one. Now if I say emp dot ename, I want to make it Shankar1. Shankar1. Okay, emp dot ename equals to Shankar1. Okay, it return me Shankar1. It return me Shankar1. But if I go and say emp, then it didn't update it because it is freezed. It is freezed. Can I say delete emp dot eid? Delete emp. So it is returning false. If you said earlier delete something, then it used to return true. But it is returning false. That means it didn't delete it. It didn't delete it. I say I'll try to update eid equals to 101. Do this. It returned 101. But when I did emp, then what it gives? What it gives? It is not changed. So in that case, you have to first check whenever you are updating. Okay, see is prototype, then emp or say object dot is frozen. Whenever you have to make, you update or do some operations to any object, first you should check whether that object emp is frozen. See what it is going to return. It is returning true. I'm creating one more. I'm creating one more. emp1 equals to say something. I created. Now I'm going to pass the same to emp1. Now see, it is returning me false. It is returning me false because we have not passed this to freeze. Did we pass this to freeze like here object.freeze we have made? But here we didn't pass freeze to this. So you can check whether one object is frozen. Freeze. So what happens? Object. So first one is object.freeze. Object.freeze. Okay. So if you are passing, and here it is JSON object. JSON object. So what it does not allow? Okay. Stops or prohibits operations like insert, update, and delete to JSON. Okay, object.freeze. Object.isFrozen and JSON. It gives us what? It does what? It returns true if freeze operation is executed on JSON, else false. Right? Right? Okay. Okay. The story doesn't end here. The story doesn't end here. Now, you don't want to extend one object. You don't want to allow to extend one object. But you don't want to extend, neither you want, see, object created, basically some question came like, can we change the key? Changing the key is not an option, because see, some objects, some prototype have been prepared at the beginning of the development phase, but updation is every time possible. So in that case, you want to make it a immutable object with updatable properties. Are you getting my point? Immutable object is immutable. That means what? Properties cannot be further added or properties cannot be removed, but the values can be updated. The values can be updated. Here, see, if you do freeze, neither you can add properties, nor you can remove properties, nor you can do any kind of updation to that values also. But you want to freeze the skeleton of this JSON object. That means it will have an EID, it will have an ename, it will have a designation, but it won't allow further what? It won't allow further addition of any property, new key value pair, or it won't allow to remove anything. But yes, you can change the properties. That means someone designation cannot be freeze, right? Designation is P. Every time one employee cannot be a P, he has to move to a solution architect or a consultant. Yes or no? Then what it has to happen? Then in that case, there is another operation is called seal. So object dot seal and JSON. Okay, object dot seal JSON. Now let me clean this. Okay, where emp equals to, okay, here ename this, and you can go mute. Ita, you can please go mute. Okay, now next one is ename, then esal. Esal is say 1,20,000. Okay, 1,20,000 per month. Okay, fine. Now this is emp. Now, so if I'll say object, but did I do a refresh? Did I do a refresh? Yes. Okay. Now, if I say object dot is frozen employee, false. That means not frozen. What I want to make it, anyway, don't confuse with this. I just try to check, just like that. I want to seal this object. I want to seal this object dot seal. Okay, emp. I want to seal this emp. That means I have sealed it. Okay. In this EID ename esal is there. Now I want to do what? Emp dot designation is a consultant. Say consultant. Emp dot designation. What I am doing? What operation it is, guys? What operation it is?
Addition.
Insert. Yes, addition. Insert, right? Insert a new property. Enter. It returned consultant. But when I say emp, it didn't add it. It didn't add it. Yes or no? It didn't add it. Okay. If I say delete emp dot esal. Delete emp dot esal. Let's see. It returns false. It returns false. Okay. That means it didn't delete or it didn't allow to add new property. But would it allow now? Esal is 1,20,000. Can it be, so next year hike he gets, it becomes 1,35,000. So emp dot esal equals to 1,35,000. See here now, did it allow? Yes, it allowed. So object.seal, what it does? It basically, okay, does not allow insert and delete operation to a JSON object, but allows to update value for any key. Fine? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Now, one more thing is there. One more serious thing is there. So, object dot, see here, seal. Yes or no? It is seal. Is, see, is frozen, is sealed, is sealed. If I say EMP, it returns true. But normally, if you create a var EMP1, and if you say the same thing, you ask the same thing, EMP1, then it is returning false. That means whether it is sealed or not, you can check it. Object dot is sealed returns true if seal called on JSON, else false. Yes or no? Else false. Very simple. Now there is one more functionality called, okay. So just what happens now? One employee property is there. One employee is there. Skeleton is defined. Okay. Now, one employee will have some common properties. One employee will have common. He may be an HR, he may be a manager, he may be whatever it is. Okay. But employee structure is same. But for some of them, some things are not there. Some people won't get if they are like contractual employees are there. Okay. In one organization, contractual employees are there. For them, hike and all are not decided by the organization where they are working, right? The hike will be decided by the company, their parent company, from where they are deputed, right? So for that kind of scenario, what do you need? You have to perform. You can delete the attribute, you can update the attribute, but you cannot add, you cannot insert. That means you cannot extend further property of an object. So in that case, how it is did, how we deal. So go here to the employee. Okay, refresh it. Okay, this is the employee. Who is on mute? Gita. Okay, fine. Okay, now, so this is EMP. Okay, now what I want to do, I don't want to allow to extend further. Okay, so in that case, there is a function called object dot, I think, prevent extension. Yes, prevent extension is a property. Okay, prevent extension. Okay, and you want to say, so now if you see object dot is frozen, and here say EMP, it's not frozen, then whether object dot is sealed, false. Object dot is, see here, is extensible, true. Object is EMP is extensible now, but I want to prevent it. Then I will set object dot prevent extension for whom? EMP. Once I do this, then I will check object dot is extensible. Now it gives false. Before that it was giving true. Now it is giving false. That means it is not further extensible, right? It's not further extensible. So what do you mean by extensible? So I want to say EMP dot designation. I want to say is a senior consultant. It returned me, but when I say EMP, it didn't add. But in the same time, does it allow me to delete a property? Delete EMP dot eSal. Let's see, it returned me true. That means EMP, now it is removed. It allowed me to delete property, but it didn't allow me to add new properties to this. Why? Because we have set the flag, enabled the flag as prevent extensions. For which object? For EMP. Now, what you need to do? Now, let's try to update emp.eid. Was 101 earlier? I'll make it 10. Now, yes, EID. Sorry. emp.emp. So emp is now it is 102. It has been updated. That means what we learned out of this. Now, object dot prevent extension. Prevent extensions. Prevent extensions, right? Yes or no? This is prevent extensions. Okay. And here it is a JSON object. JSON object. Okay. What it does not allow to insert new property, but allows to update or delete. Right? And other one is object dot is, what is that? Is extensible. Is extensible JSON. Yes or no? Returns true if prevent extension called on JSON, else false. Right? Okay. Okay. I believe we got some basic idea on this. Yes or no? We got some basic idea on how it works. Any questions so far? I think these are basic things. Everybody should be knowing that, right? Any doubt? With the loop, we'll go. Don't worry, Sagar. It's not yet over. Okay. So far, whatever, if you have any doubt, you can let me know. Okay. Otherwise, just we can go next. So no doubts, right? No doubts. Okay. So now we have to see what and all other features are there. What and all other features are there for this? Yes or no? So you are talking about when we are going on loop, how with for loop we can loop over the object. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Okay. But what you have to do, how you have to do, we will see. We will see. Okay. Now think.
What is the object.entries?
Object.entries. Object.entries. Okay. Object.entry is a function. Basically, see, there is a, I will not be discussing all of them, but yeah, whenever you ask something, I will tell you. And where you can find this object.entries. Okay. So basically what happens, let me, okay, as you asked, let me tell you first. Object. Okay. If you want to get, now I have an employee object. Right? Let me clean this. Let me go here. This is EMP. Okay. Now I have refreshed this. Once you refresh this, all this from the memory it goes. So I refresh this so that all will go. Okay. It will be dereferenced or garbage collected, right? Now, what are these? EID. What is this? Can anyone tell me what is this EID? Can you ping me quickly?
Key value pairs. Key.
These are key value pairs, right? So EID is what? It is a key, right? It is a key, and this is a value. Yes or no? If
Yes.
I need to, for example, I need to retrieve them. I need to retrieve them. So how I can retrieve them? I have to use a for loop. Someone was asking for loop, right? Just now. Yes or no? So if I have to retrieve, if you have to retrieve a single value, then you can say emp.eid or emp or emp with array notation, you can give ename. Sorry, every time it adds, right? Ename. The simplest way. But I want to display all of them. I want to display all of them. Then what I need to do? I need to use a for loop. For how you are going to write? Can you tell me? For I need to take a variable. Yes or no? I need to take a variable. What is that? For example, I will take key. Yes or no? I will take key in. Okay. Before going to for loop, what I want to say this is basically array notation and this is dot notation, right? Okay, fine. Let me go to for. Okay, what I will say, var key. Anything. I just declare a variable in object. That is what? EMP. Var key in EMP. So what and all keys are there in EMP? What and all keys are there in EMP? We will see now. Okay. Var key in object. I will say now, I will say console dot log key. What it is going to give me? Let's see. What it is going to give. Var key in EMP. See here. It is giving all the keys, right? It is giving all the keys. What are they? EID, ename, eSign. Yes or no? Are you confused with var key whenever I made key? That's why it gave us. Can I say here rather than key, can I say X? Var X in EMP? Yes or no?
No, I think.
Okay.
ले
It's a
सकते हैं सर,
variable. It's a
ले
normal
सकते हैं, this is
variable.
just a variable.
Just a variable, right? Now see here. When I say this, say it is giving e-salary. E-salary. Sorry, because of that, my bad. Okay. One more time. This is X.
Console X.
This one X. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now see, it gave me. That means anything you can give. It is a, so whenever you are running a JSON object in a loop, in for each loop, is a for loop. Yes or no? Then what it returns? It returns the keys of them. Then how to get the values? How to get the values?
For of loop maybe.
Okay. Now you can chart. If you have anything, you can chart. Okay. Now X is there. Can I say dot? Can I say dot value? Can I say dot value? You cannot do. How you have to extract the value? You are going to get the key. Getting key is the easiest thing. Just to run it in a loop.
Instead in we can use of over there for var X of e employees.
Okay. You can ping. You can ping. Okay. I will say E, then you want to say off. Off. Okay. Now see here what it is telling. EMP is not iterable. Is it iterable? Is it an array? It's not iterable, right? See here. You started becoming confused. Let me do that one more. Let me clean the console. So this is the EMP. Okay. Now what you did, whatever you take, I took key, I took X, whatever you take, it is going to return the keys. If I want value, command says emp.x. Okay. So let's do that. So Kamal said emp.x. I will say emp.x. Let's see. It is giving me what? Undefined. So what you are supposed to do, actually you can take the array notation. You can take the array notation here, which works here. So just pass X. Dot of notation doesn't work. Why it does not allow? Because for loop is agnostic of, whether this key is having a space or not. The key may have space. Who knows? Any restriction? You are creating an object and you cannot restrict someone from entering the key with a space. So that's why it does not allow dot operation. It does not allow dot operator. but it allows what? It allows array notation. Mind it. So Kamal, you got it. You are almost there, but you just missed out one thing. That is, dot operator is not allowed for such kind of operation. Okay. So it is a array notation. Now we are going back to entries, right? This was the question from Geeta. Okay. Now, so we got object. Now, if I say key value both, I need to get what is the change I need to do, guys? Here, I need to change key and value, right? So I can say x plus, yes or no? I can give some space here, or I can give a colon here. That's all. Yes or no? It is going to give me what? Key value pair. See, I got key value pair. So for loop I need to do, I need to take care of all these things. Then I need to take array notation. Who does that? Who does that? No one. Yes or no? So I need to get only the keys. I need to get only the keys. For loop. For loop. I need only to list the keys. Then what I can do? What I can do? I can say object. Object is there, no? Object class dot keys. Object dot keys. Yes or no? And I will say emp. Then it gave me what? It gave me what? It gave me all the keys. Yes or no? All the keys. So if you want to get the keys only, then you can say object.keys and you can pass it. You can pass it. Okay. Likewise, I want the values. I want the values for this. How I can do that? This is C. These are the keys. I want the values. How I can do that? Then I need to take what? I need to take object.entries. Object.entries. Okay. Object.entries, and I can pass this. But it returns what? It returns C here. What it is returning? It is returning 3 arrays. It is returning 3 arrays. What is that? First entry is EID101, ename this, esal this. Then when it is doing that, you need to destructure the array. This concept has not yet come, guys. Okay. Destructuring. I need to destructure it. Okay. So it is returning entries. I want to get entry 1, entry 2, entry 3. Then what you can do here? You can now, if I want to display the key value pair, what I can do? I can just run it here. I can just run it here. Where? Okay. Then something entries. Entry. Okay. Of it is returning us array, right? It is returning us array. That means it is iterable. Someone is telling off. At that time, this employee, this was not iterable. These properties were not iterable because they are different, though they are different like index. Okay. But inside JSON, they are not behaving like array. But now see here. It is giving us array. So now they are iterable. So I can say now, rather than in, I can say of object.entries. And inside that I can pass employee. So now if I do so, it is going to give me all this one entry, Then what I can do? I can just extract console.log. If I say key, sorry, entry here, right? Entry. If I say entry, what it is going to give me? One array index. Array index. See here what it is going to give me. Now what it is doing? emp, sorry, my bad. Here I didn't close it. My bad. Sorry, guys. Close it here. Okay. What it is going to give you now? It is going to give entries. See here, array. If I want only the values to extract, out of this, then what happens whenever you have to extract such values from an array, then what you can do? You can take the delimiter $. You can take the delimiter $. So now for this, what rather than entry, what you can take? You can destructure this entry. You are getting this entry, right? You are getting this entry. So you can destructure this entry. So you can take another variable, that is var. Okay, var, take it as constant also, it's okay, constant or var, constant. Okay, you have to destructure one entry. Now entry is what? It is a, this is index 0, this is index 1. First index, what is this first index? First index, you can take it as a namesake or a key, and you can take it as value. For example, this is the key, this is the value. So every time entry is an array index which is having one array. It is, for this, if I am having 5 elements, I want to destructure. When we will go for destructuring next, after today's class, we will go for destructuring next. At that time you will understand. Okay, so what is this? I would have gone to here later, but anyway, we have just faced it. So entry is having this 2 values, 2 indices. So for 2 indices, you want to take the first index to here, the second index. If you are taking more, key, value, okay, x, y, z, blah blah blah, then rest of the things will remain empty, null, because you are not going to get anything out of this. It has 2 indices. First one will go and sit to map, go and get it mapped with key. The second one will go and get mapped with value. Okay, so better to keep it 2. We got entry, key, value. We got key, value. Yes or no? Now, can I just say key? Can I just say key plus value? Is it going to help? See here, constant, key, value. Now say I enter. I got this. Geeta, are you clear? What is the job of entry?
Yes, Neil. Yeah.
So now, this is not only the case. This is not only the case. There are many other cases. Keys. If I have object.keys are there, object.entry is there. There are many other functionalities, right? There are many other functionalities are there. Object dot. Okay. Freeze from entries. If you want to get from entries, okay, you can check with from entries. What and all things are there in from entries. Okay. So basically, we'll be discussing next whenever we'll go for object prototypes. At that time, we will discuss about all this. Okay, object has, like, you know, now what is that next one? Freeze, entries we saw. Okay, what is from entries? If you want to extract something from entry, that means what happens? If you have a list of entries here, you have a list of entries. What are the list of entries? These are the entries, right? Object.entry, these are the list of entries. Yes or no? So you can do what? You can extract them. Okay, how you can extract them? Already there are entries, so these are the array indices, right? So what you can do, you can basically create a map. Yeah, maybe you better to create a map, or you can use the same thing. And you can do that. Let's not do reverse engineering, we'll get confused. No map for array only. What is that, Sagar? What is your question? I'm just trying to.
Sir, the question was that अगर जो JSON से आपने जो बनाया था उसको कन्वर्ट किया था उस पर मैप लगा सकते हैं सर?
क्यों नहीं लगा सकते? You can put it into a map. Map is what? Key value pairs, right?
Entries.map and as a column give value.
You can take, you can take
लेकिन
it.
ऑब्जेक्ट को हमें अरे में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा और फिर मैप लगाना पड़ेगा आई थिंक.
Object को array, it was giving array only, right? This was giving array only to you, right?
सर लास्ट में आपने वो की एंड वैल्यू और एंट्री करके जो उसको जो बनाया था उसकी पूछ रहा हूँ, उस पे हम मैप लगा सकते हैं इसमें, मैप यूज करके या फिल्टर यूज करके हम उसमें
नहीं मैप में आप क्या कर सकते हो? यू कैन टेक एंट्रीज, राइट? यू कैन टेक एंट्रीज, yes or no? But map is actually a representation of JSON object. It can be a JSON object. Let's not confuse, guys. Who people know this, they are asking something, but for name user perspective, let me give you a simple example. We are going to see what demonstration we are going to see. What is that? From entries, right? This is the one. So if what they are telling that if that are key value pairs, can we create map out of it? See, the representation is basically different. The representation is basically different. When you are taking map, at that time what? Basically, it is a perception that like it is supposed to be in the form of
सर
key value.
जैसे ऐसे ऐसे नहीं कर सकते ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट कीज डॉट मैप और उसको हम मैं
You
डाल
can
दूं
do
उसकी
that. You
वैल्यू
can do that. Object.keys.map.
यस सर
Okay, let's create a simple one. You can explore it. Let's not waste time. We are running out of time. Whatever you are asking, you can ping. Directly you can ping the code.
ऑलराइट सर ऑलराइट
Okay. So what I am doing, say for example, okay, say some constant. Okay, constant here. What we are doing? We are getting the entries, right? We are getting our entries. Yes or no? We are getting. So I will say, for example, employees equals to. I need to take a map. So I will do a new map. I will take a new map out of this. Okay. Now inside this map, as they were asking, what they were asking? They were asking that this key value pair, how we are going to manage, right? So what happens inside this map? I want to take multiple entries. Now what I will do? I will take them as key value pairs. This is basically a different representation of a JSON object. Okay. I want to say what? Here, see this. This is one entry. This is one entry. This is the same representation of. This is the same representation of this. Now, this representation, how we are going to put it there? How we are going to put it there? Yes or no? EID, ename, eCell. Same thing. I am going to put it in map now. Okay. I'm going to put it in map now. So how many properties? Three properties. Yes or no? What are the key and values for this? EID 101. EID 101, right? I am going to do that. I will take, this is our, sorry, guys. Just let me put here. This is the EID. This is the EID. And what is the EID? 101. See here. I took my first key value pair. Likewise, ename is Shankar. Ename. So here, ename. Yes or no? Ename. Ename is what? Shankar. Then eCell. eCell is what? eCell is 1,20,000. eCell is 1,20,000. See here, we have put it. Now it is a map. So what it is telling? What we have missed here? Sorry, here I have given colon. My bad. Okay, done. This is a map. Now, when you have a map, from entries, you can easily now translate it to a JSON. How? Your object dot from entries, right? And you put that map. Here. So it is going to give you what? It is going to return you a simple JSON object. How you can print it? Directly you can say console.log and you can print this one. Yes or no? Print it. See here. You got it. Same thing, right? So how you can use from entries? This is how you can use from entries. Sagar, Sumit, you people, you got your answer?
Yes, sir. All right, sir.
Okay. You try out whatever you are telling, whether it can be done or not. You people try out. So again, tomorrow we have many advanced concept on object and its prototyping. Okay. There are many new concepts. No, tomorrow there is no session. Your regular session will be on Monday, but tomorrow HTML CSS will start. We are thinking to 2 hours. I'm not very sure. I will check with Aradhya and confirm.
Tomorrow we have
Time.
class, Sunil?
Let me first stop recording. We will discuss offline.
Yes.
One second, guys.
So tomorrow